Now we're going to work the backward ocho. So let's start together. Put the balance on the right leg, turn out your foot, flex your knee, and accommodate your hip. Remember, these 3 points are fundamental to achieve the right balance. Collect your left leg, but touch your heels together and just touch with the sideward of the big toe the floor. Do not put weight on that leg. Remember, do not help your balance with that leg, because if you do that, then you're going to hurt your feet. So collect. Now, when you feel the right accommodation, the right flexibility, both legs are flexed, okay? Impulse with the hip rotation your pivot to going backward. Don't impulse yourself with your hands, not push here and then pivot, but feel that you are just in contact with your hand, and the impulse of the hip is enough to give you the pivot. So when you finish the pivot, you extension your leg backward. When you extension the leg backward, make sure that you are on the same line than your forward leg, okay? And both feet are turned out. So when you extension the leg, you caressing the floor with the big toe. You're not twisting the foot like that. You keep the contact with the floor with the inside of the big toe, okay? Then when you transfer your balance backward, the power for the transition is in your front leg. The front leg, the right leg right now for me, is the impulse, is the leg that impulses into the floor. And when I do so, I need to push to flex my foot, and the last point that I push into the floor is with my heel. As you see, this motion is like if I flex my foot, so the last point into the floor is my heel. So when we're going backward, remember that the impulse is done from your front leg, and you're using the heels as the last point in contact with the floor, the last point that you use to push off the floor to going backward. If you forget that, then you're going to end up by using your arms to push against the man to give you the energy to going back. So this is a very important thing to remember every time you step backward, every time you do a backward step. Now, when you transition and you transfer the balance back, remember that in that transition, you need to right away return to the right accommodation in your standing leg. What it means that the foot has to be turned out in order to flex your knee and accommodate the hip. At the same time, of course, you are still in contra position, okay? So when you transition, you slide your hands and you still are focused in that way. Then, to continue working on your backward ocho, you do your hip rotation, okay? That allows you to pivot and keep going backward. When you start this movement and you start practicing, do it very slowly. Concentrate in each point to make sure you are doing it right. So hip rotation, pivot. Stop the pivot when your foot is in the right turnout. Extension your leg and make sure the foot backward is in the right position. Impulse from the heels, transition the balance, collect, flex, accommodate hip. Make sure you are in the right contra motion. You are not here. You are in this position. Pivot and going backward again. And so on. You maybe go faster as soon as you feel comfortable with the movement. Remember here, the only magic is backward ocho has different degrees of pivot, of rotation. So there's one exercise that will help you to understand those lines and those rotation. It's a very simple exercise. You're standing, putting yourself on your standing leg, do a very tiny pivot and stretching your leg. This is already a backward ocho. Remember, a backward ocho is a backward step with a pivot. But the pivot has different degrees. So even a tiny pivot like that is already a backward ocho. What you need to remember that every time you finish your pivot, you are going to stretch in your leg in your line, the line that is in your standing leg. So if I open the leg like that, I'm going to open that line and I'm going to pull the man forward, lose his balance forward. If I cross my line like this, I'm going to invasion him. So remember to feel and practice the sensation of the line. So you return forward. Then now we do a little bit more pivot. Extension the leg into the line, make sure the foot is right, okay, no twist like that, the foot right is here, return, a little bit more pivot, still we are not parallel to the wall, return here, and now more pivot like a parallel to the wall, and return. Transfer to the other leg, very tiny pivot, return in front. Remember to give the power to the hip in order to be able to pivot. A little bit more, return in front, now more, still is not parallel to the wall, now last one, and return. All this pivot, make sure you keep the contra motion, okay? You are not changing the chest, you still focusing, you can watch yourself in the mirror or you just stay with the hands on the wall, like this. 1, return, 2, return, 3, return, 4, maximum pivot. Transfer balance, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? This is a very nice exercise to understand the lines of the backward ocho. So practice, practice, because practice is what makes you feel and do better.